Greetings, minions. It is I, the Flaming Monocle, and I'm here with my very, very good friend T-Dude.
Hello.
T-Dude's joined me in happy Germany, and we're now in the same room again, so thank you for putting up with us as we recorded over a vast distance.
Oh, it wasn't that far.
It wasn't
It was
far.
a stone's throw away.
A stone's throw at a mere 650 miles. So without further ado, let us continue our story. The 39 Steps is a fantastic story so far, I must say. I'm really enjoying it. And Mr. Hannay managed to escape.
Again.
Or at least we believe so. His supposed pursuers by stealing a car. He's doing very well with that.
Yes. He first of all, he got out of London by stealing a milkman's outfit.
Which is like way back here.
And then he got, pursued by planes all the way to Scotland. And then he's making a habit of getting out of a pickle by stealing clothes.
Yeah, he's doing good value at that.
Yeah.
So the game is up. Things are looking desperate for Hannay as his pursuers gain the upper hand. Running is the only option.
Yes.
The game is up.
Oh, does that mean it's the end?
Probably. Oh. Well, thanks to John. Oh.
No.
Peebleshire once again in Scotland.
Yep, he's still there.
Indeed. Nighttime. I spent the night on the hillside. 'Twas a cold business, for I had neither coat nor waistcoat. These were in Mr. Turnbull's keeping, as was Scudder's little book, my watch, and, worst of all, my pipe and tobacco pouch.
Oh.
Only my money accompanied me in my belt, and about half a pound of ginger biscuits in my trousers pocket.
I know which I preferred.
Don't you keep a handful of ginger biscuits in your pocket? I supped off half those biscuits, and by worming myself deep into some heather, got some kind of warmth.
Well, it's quite warm in the heather, I suppose.
Could be worse.
And the text says...
So far, I'd been miraculously lucky.
Also,
My chief trouble was that I was desperately hungry.
you can eat the money.
I lay and tortured myself. For the ginger biscuits merely emphasized the aching void with the memory of all the good food I had thought so little of in London.
See, he allowed it in London, he allowed himself to get bored, and now he's sleeping in thistles, eating ginger
In
biscuits.
Scotland, in longing hopelessly for these dainties, I fell asleep and woke up in prison. Check it out. I woke very cold and stiff about an hour after dawn. It took me a little while to remember where I was.
Hills.
I raised myself on my arms and looked down in the valley, and that one look set me lacing up my boots in mad haste. Dun, dun, dun. There were men below, not more than a quarter of a mile off, spaced out on the hillside like a fan, and beating the heather. Marmee had not been slow in looking for his revenge.
Proper manhunt for him now.
Indeed.
They're looking bit by bit the entire Scottish landscape.
I scrambled to the top of the ridge. My pursuers were patiently quartering the hillside and moving upwards. Keeping behind the skyline, I ran for maybe half a mile. Then I showed myself. The line of search had changed its direction. I pretended to retreat over the skyline, but instead went back the way I had come. In 20 minutes I was behind the ridge overlooking my sleeping place. The police had evidently called in local talent to their aid, and the men I could see had the appearance of herds or gamekeepers.
Click to keep on reading the book.
Seriously, it is actually the book.
Yeah.
The exercise had warmed my blood, and I was beginning to enjoy myself. Oh, well, there you go then. I trusted to the strength of my legs, but I was well aware that those behind me would be familiar with the lie of the land, and that my ignorance would be a heavy handicap. My stratagem had given me a fair start. Call it 20 minutes, and I had the width of a glen behind me before I saw the first heads of the pursuers.
It's like Tetris, you win when you fill up the screen.
Or you lose. From that viewpoint, I had the satisfaction of seeing the pursuit streaming up the hill at the top of the glen on a hopelessly false scent. Well done. Blimey, that was tricky. Is that like a quick time event?
You've passed your reading test.
Nearly. it began to seem less of a game. Those fellows behind me were hefty men on their native heath. Looking back, I saw that only 3 were following direct, and I guessed that the others had fetched a circuit to cut me off. I resolved to get out of this tangle of glens to the pocket of moor I'd seen from the tops.
That's a good level.
I put on a great spurt and got off my ridge and down into the moor before any figures appeared on the skyline behind me.
There's probably a lot of place. There is a lot of place to hide.
Well, that's
you know,
pretty. Yeah, have a castle.
the Lonely Mountain
In
with an afro.
Reducto Mountain. Clearly the road ran to a house, and I began to think of doing the same.
Run. It's the only option.
Click. That's a great looking house. Typical Scottish
Well, what else are we
design.
going to do, game? Sit and look
Hang on.
It's running.
I don't understand those
Approach.
things. This is a nice enough place. Look.
You sure there isn't any Easter eggs in the grass? Not like, as in, not real Easter eggs, but game.
Maybe, maybe not. I saw the face of an elderly gentleman meekly watching me from within the glass veranda. Seated at the knee-hole desk was the benevolent old gentleman, with some papers and open volumes before him. His face was round and shiny, with big glasses stuck on the end of his nose, and the top of his head was as bright and bare as a glass bottle. But I didn't say this to his face, because I wanted to live.
Oh, bottle face.
I seem in a hurry, my friend.
I will. Oh, poor honey. I nodded towards the window. It gave a prospect across the moor and revealed figures half a mile off, straggling through the heather.
A fugitive from justice, eh? Well, we'll go into the matter at our leisure. Meantime, I object to my privacy being broken in upon by the clumsy rural policeman. Go into my study and you will see 2 doors facing you. Take the one on the left and close it behind you. You will be perfectly safe.
Hannay is so lucky.
He's a lucky sod.
The fact that he comes across decent people, all stupid people, like the political guy.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
Once again, I found an unexpected sanctuary.
yes.
Remarkable, really, seeing as without it, this would have been a very short book. The master of the house, sitting in a deep armchair, now regarded me with curious eyes.
Slowly and
surely,
surely,
he drew his plans against us.
Oh, dear.
They gone?
They have gone. I convinced them that you'd cross the hill. I do not choose that the police should come between me and one whom I am delighted to honour. This is a lucky morning for you, Mr. Richard Hannay.
Dun, dun, dun. As he spoke, his eyelids seemed to tremble and to fall a little over his keen grey eyes. In a flash, the phrase of Scudder's came back to me when he had described the man he most dreaded in the world. He said he had said that he could hood his eyes like a hawk. I saw that I walked straight into the enemy's headquarters. Uh-oh.
At least you put him in, collected him.
Throttle. I don't...
What? Out of interest, is there anything else you can do? Suppose you'd save the game. Have a whiskey.
So we get... No, continue.
Oh,
Okay.
go on, kill him.
I don't really want to actually kill him, though. He seemed to anticipate my intention, for he smiled gently and nodded to the door behind me. I turned and saw 2 men servants who had me covered with pistols. That's a lot of pistols.
A whole pile.
All of them. He knew my name, but he had never seen me before. And as the reflection darted across my mind, I saw a slender chance.
I don't know what you mean.
Your move,
Who are
Hannay.
you calling Richard Hannay? My name's Ainsley.
So, but of course you have others. We won't quarrel about a name.
It's it's worth
Yeah,
a go. I was pulling myself together now, and I reflected that my garb, lacking coat and waistcoat and collar, would at any rate not betray me. I put on my surliest face and shrugged my
Give
shoulders.
me up after all, and I call it a damn dirty trick. Oh, God. I wish I'd never seen that cursed motor car. Here's the money and be damned to you.
Oh, no.
He opened his
I
eyes.
shall not give you up. My friends and I will have a little private settlement with you. That is all. You know a little too much, Mr. Hannay. You're a clever actor, but not quite clever enough.
He spoke with assurance, but I could see the dawning
For
of a
God's
doubt in
sake,
his mind.
stop jawing. Everything is against me. I haven't had a bit of luck since I came on shore at Leith. What's the harm in a poor devil with an empty stomach picking up some money he finds in a bust-up motor car? That's all I've done, and for that I've been chivied for 2 days by those blasted bobbies over those blasted hills. I tell you, I'm fair sick of it. You know what you like, old boy? Ned Ainsley's got no fight left in him.
He's doing his best. I'll give him that.
Yeah, I could
You
see that the
oblige
doubt
me
was
with the
gaining.
story of your recent doings.
I can't, Governor. I've not had a bite to eat for 2 days. Give me a mouthful of food, and then you'll hear God's truth.
He gets a meal. Pie and
I've
chicken
always
simulator.
wanted to have a pie and beer. Pie and beer mini game.
Okay, pie and beer time. Okay.
Twizzle to the left,
Nom.
you have some pie, you eat it in the
Nom.
mouth, put
Eat
it in the mouth,
in the
chew,
mouth,
no swallow,
in the mouth.
no chew before you swallow.
No, that's not how you...
Okay.
I wolfed them down like a pig, or rather like Ned Ainsley, for I was keeping up my... I was keeping up my character. Then I told him my story.
I told him the longest story.
Hey, here we go. I like these. God's truth!
By Richard Ainsley.
Bastard face!
Yes.
I was chugging along the North Sea towards Edinburgh,
On a
Where-
boat.
where I stopped. Ned Ainsley was a common Londoner who had arrived at Leith a week ago and was making his way overland to his brother at Wigtown.
Where they made hair pieces.
Chugga. Hey, that's a busted up motor car right there, and make no mistake. He found 3 sovereigns lying on the seat of a bust-up car and another on its floor. Ooh, would you look at that? I found some sovereigns. I think I'll have them. There was nobody there, or any sign of an owner, so Ainsley pocketed the cash.
Well, I'd call it change, not okay, but you know.
Sovereigns aren't changed, they're like kingmakers.
Well, yeah, but what's he going to do to it?
What are you doing home so soon, love?
Do you like a baguette?
I'd like to beg it, and I'd like to pay for the sovereign. He tried to change a sovereign at the baker's, but the woman cried on the police.
Please! Ah!
Big of it, but a little later, I've just got to hang my clothes up to dry. Because, you know, just, It's like a Charlie Chaplin
I'm
scene.
dressing a tree when the policeman came.
Hadrian's Wall was no match for me. The police had tracked him down, and Ainsley was on the run across Scotland.
Must have taken him a few days.
The end.
And now I'm here. Honest
Honest truth,
God's
Gav.
truth.
They can have the
Wow.
money back for
Video.
how good he's done me. Those perishers are all down on a poor man. Now, if it had been you, Governor, that had found a quids, nobody would have troubled you.
You're a good liar, Hannay.
Stop fooling, damn you. I tell you, my name's Ainsley, and I've never heard of anyone called Hannay in my born days. I'd sooner have the police than you with your Hannays and your monkey-faced pistol tricks. No, Governor, I beg pardon. I don't mean that. I'm much obliged to you for the grub, and I'll thank you to let me go now the coast's clear.
It was obvious he was badly puzzled, He had never seen me, and my appearance must have altered
I
considerably
do
from my
not
photographs.
propose to let you go. If you are what you say you are, you will soon have a chance of clearing yourself. If you are what I believe you are, I do not think you will see the light much longer.
He rang a bell, and a third servant appeared from the veranda.
I want the
Eat
Lanchester in
this
5
pie.
minutes. There will be 3 to luncheon.
You'll know me next time, Governor.
Karl,
At least he had a pie.
stecke diesen in den Lagerraum. Und bis ich zurückkomme, bist du mir vor ihn verantwortlich.
And then the ghost disappeared.
I was marched out of the room with a pistol at each ear. God, he was quite well armed then. He could just...
Nobody move! I've got pistols!
I've got ear pistols.
There are better ways of blocking out the sound.
I have a feeling that's going to be a bit of a cliffhanger. Oh, and
You know,
it is.
Do you know what? That was one heck of a chapter.
I enjoyed that one.
That was a good one.
Well, I think we'll end it there then, because it's the end of a chapter. And like every other chapter before this one, we end it at the end of a chapter.
But what's going to happen to Hannay? He's doing a damn good job keeping up the charade.
Was doing a grand.
He was doing a grand, but now he's got pistols in his ears.
Well, it looked grim, I must say.
It does look grim.
But what will happen to Richard Hannay? You'll have to tune in the next time that we play the 39 Steps with me, the Flaming Monocle, and my very good friend T-Dude.
Goodbye.
Join us then.